All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. We are here in St. Kitts. It is a beautiful Sunday. I hope you guys are excited to fly as I am. And I've got the gamer tags on today. So we've got Chris Loach. So no more guessing at who's where. Nice, Bob. Yeah, that's you, baby. That's you. And for some reason, my thing is making noise here. Um, yeah, so this is pretty sweet. So now I can see who's who. And we can all see who's who. So if uh, if there's any like anomalies in the volume, just let me know and then I can check them. Hans Boone, how are you doing? What's going on? All right, Kashif, that's great. UN, how are you? Just getting my pedals squared away here. It was cool. I was just able to talk. I was just in the lobby before I was getting ready. I was downloading a couple sceneries and Peter from Belgium came into the lobby, so it was really cool to be able to talk to one of the gang. And that was the first time I'd gotten a chance to speak to Peter. And I tell you what, it's like I was just thinking about the fact that Wilbur, how are you doing, sir? Good to see you, man. Um, I was just thinking about like how cool it is. This is so much more than like it's become so much more than just streaming and flying. It's like hanging out with friends. It's really been a good time. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. And I know lately I'm not quite sure what's up with that, but external power supply on, rotating beacon on. We'll go mixtures and props full forward. Master and battery switches on. Fuel pumps on. Fuel valves are open. Let's open the starter hood. We'll go magnetos on left. Crack the throttles. Make sure there's nobody outside to kill or maim. And right engine, good start. Oil pressure is good. Left prop is clear. Good start. Oil pressure is good. Mags to both. Bring the throttles back just a little bit. Like, see how I'm like a little bit off to the side? I don't know why that is, but it's kind of irritating. All right, we'll go starter hood cover close. We'll go fuel pumps off. Jim Bridgman, how are you, sir? What's going on? All right, fuel pressure's off. Fuel pressures are good. Nav and strobes coming on. We'll lean the mixtures for taxi. So I know I said this last time, but we're going to some of my favorite airports again this time. I hope you guys were able to get to pick up some of the freewares because these are some really good freewares. Especially the Cocoa Beach or the Cocoa Point over in Barbuda. I have yet to see that one, but it looks really good. I've flown over there a couple times when it was just like a very basic, like just a grass runway, the freeware. But now it's like an official airport. It just looks really cool, and I think they modeled the whole scenery, like the whole lodge and everything. So it's really pretty neat. All right, so Enzer Gums is here. We have got everybody now. Um, okay, Kashif, we'll be here. We're gonna be. We got a bunch of hops today, so you're not gonna miss out on the chance to join in. So toes are on the brakes. External power supply off. It's weird in this plane. You have to turn the external power supply on, even if you're not connected to external power, to start the engines. I don't understand why, but all right, we got Chris. We got Fox Axa over there in the island. I'm gonna take a stab and guess that might be Enzer. But all right, parking brake is released. So let's get matriculating here. This is this scenery is from SLH Sim Designs. Really, really awesome scenery for for St. Kitts. All right, that is you. I thought so. That's awesome. That is awesome. All right, so yeah, and I did that video on the bleed through, the tile bleed through, and it's just horrible. It's really bad. And I saw somebody gave a tip of clearing out your scenery cache, and maybe that would fix it. So I cleared out my scenery cache, and it did absolutely nothing. That is the Transanguilla livery over there, which is another sweet livery. So my chair wants to move around. I'm not quite sure why. Right. This is cool with the. Hey Christopher, what's going on? Welcome back, my friend. That's awesome. Glad you could join us today. These are gonna be some fun hops. So the first one over to Nevis. Nevis is a really cool little airport. I wish somebody would do like a payware version or a really. I mean, we've got a freeware version. I can't complain, but it's sort of, it's not super accurate. At least the buildings and stuff. But it is what it is, right? We'll put in a notch of flaps. We'll go fuel pumps on. So it's going to be an immediate right turn. I'm going to let Chris put. I'm guessing Chris is probably going to go full length of the runway. So this is the airport we're going to right down here. I loaded Barbuda in the GPS just so I can see it. But so we're going to come out and take an immediate right turn down here to Nevis. So we'll let Chris get going. And go landing light on. Nice. So it's a funny looking DH7. I don't know if I might not have my model matching loaded, which might be why. But that's alright. Oh, I don't own that plane, that's the other reason why. Alright, final approach looks clear. Fuel pumps are on, flaps are set. Get out on center line. And mixtures and props full forward. Heading indicator checks with the runway number. Takeoff power is coming in. Takeoff power is set. Engine instruments are in the green. Airspeed is alive. And let's go flying. Nice. Beautiful day. It's a rainy day in New York, so I'm happy to get some Chris, let me see. So I forgot to put them in the TKPK to TKPN. Those are the first two, and I can probably copy and paste them over from the Discord here in a second. The whole batch. Gosh, it's looking beautiful. Alright, let me drop the nose here a little bit. 1,000 feet. Let me go fuel pumps off. Chris, they are in, Christopher, they are in the Discord, but I don't know if you have ready access to that right now. Once I get up here and get leveled off, I can copy and paste them over from the Discord, I think. So, power back, we'll go props back. And we'll let the nose drop. Alright, let me look real quick here. If I can get the Discord open. Let me just make sure I'm not going to crash here. Alright, let me see here real quick. Where did... Oh, I think actually... Yeah, Christopher, it's actually in the description of the YouTube video. Is actually where they all are. So you should be able to see them right in YouTube, in the description. So... so first up is... Nevis, which is a cool little... I actually want to go to Nevis in real life. Nevis is a pretty cool little island. It seems like one of those places that's like... That's not as developed and not as, you know, not as like touristy. Jamie, how's it going, Wheels? Good to see you. Good to see you, sir. So the reason for the early start today is, of course, the Miami Grand Prix today at 4 p.m. my time, and it's a rainy day here in New York, so it makes it a perfect day to do some sim flying and get ready for Miami. I don't know how interesting a race it's going to be, but I guess we'll find out. All right, so I'm going to start bringing some power back here because I'm not that far off. Got so many windows open. I'm trying to get over to Little Nav Map so I can check the runway. Let's see here. The runway is 1028, and the winds are 070 at 10 knots, so we're good. We're on a perfect left base right now. Probably start angling in here a little bit. Peter, thank you so much. It was really cool talking to you before. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. So right on this right on this north coast here, there's a there's like a lodge kind of beach club place, like a really low-key kind of place that I think would be a really cool place to go stay. I forget what it's called, but yeah, I think the Miami race was pretty wild. I mean, it's tight quarters, you know. I mean, it's I actually kind of like the track a little more than I remembered liking it. I mean, the sprint race was pretty good. Alright, we'll go props full forward. Gonna bring the nose up just a little bit so I can get some speed bled off here. But yeah, I mean, I've completely overshot this, haven't I? Yes, I have. I was thinking it was right here, and it's right over here. Yeah, the sprint race was a little wild. Yeah, I won't tell you what happened then, but like, so it's if you remember in China when Nico Hulkenberg was holding people up to give Magnussen a chance to win some points, same type of deal, and it's like a little bit extreme, but all right, fuel pumps are on. Bring the flaps in. First landing of the day should be good. This should be an easy one. Stop and go. I think we should go. Let me see. I think what we should do first is trim our airplane. Alright. Mixtures and props go forward. Fuel pumps on, flaps are set. Got a little bit of a left to right crosswind here. I can't decide. Should we go touch and go? Or should we go? Yeah, let's go touch and go. We're going to touch and go, and then we'll head over to Barbuda. Barbuda is going to be a cool one. $80 knots, I'm pretty happy with that. So you can see, I mean, it is a custom scenery, but it's the buildings are a little bit out of place. But it's a great runway, great little airport. I think it's a fun little airport. And you can see, look at that off in the that's the background for Chris's gamer tag. I thought there was like some weird scenery anomaly going on. Alright, bring some power out. Bring the nose up a little bit. Need some speed off. And power out. Not too bad. And we'll go power up. No time to check the trim. This is actually not a good choice for a place to do a touch and go. You want to, well, I mean, it's alright, but I'd rather have a bigger runway. I like longer runways for touch and go. Yeah, Bob, that's a good choice. That's a good choice. Now we're gonna get, the water is just awesome here. Alright, so now come manifold pressure back, come props back. Oh, I did it with full flaps. I didn't even know that. That's not good. Yeah, the thing about touch and goes, I mean, it's actually not too bad with. It is gonna be too bad if I stall the airplane. But it's not too bad with twins. But the more complex the airplane, the more runway length you want. And Magnum, I will not argue with you on that one, sir. If that is your, if you are so inclined, I would encourage you to go ahead. Welcome aboard, sir. Yeah, Kashif, it is. It is not too bad. I was actually kind of had stuck in my head. Retractables. Retracts are ones you don't really want to do touch and goes in. But this is of course not a retract. So let's go 085. I'm going to dial this in here. I'll go up to 3,000 for this leg. 085. So there we go. That's about right. And now let's go CDI. I don't know why you have to do it twice to get it to actually engage, but yeah, Jamie, it is. It absolutely is. No harm, no foul. So I'm just going to hold it right here at 050, and that'll get us a good intercept over to Barbuda. And we might get some IFR time today, which would be even cooler. Yeah, Kashif, you're absolutely right. You know what? You're absolutely right. There's probably no better short field airplane in the world. Yeah, maybe we'll go 060. I don't need to cut such a tight angle. So, um, Barbuda should be pretty cool. We'll see how that goes. Um, yeah, broken clock is right twice a day. You are correct about that. All right, power back, props back, nose coming down, and so off we are to Barbuda. Do I have all my flaps up? I do. I didn't the other day. So I did my St. Bart's video yesterday, or I released my St. Bart's video yesterday. Didn't quite get the play I was hoping for, but that's alright. That's alright. That was a yeah, Magnum. I've been trying to. The tricky thing with YouTube is making sure you're not playing anything that's copyrighted, and they have music that is copyrighted that you're allowed to play, and but I get nervous about it because you were they can come down on you if you're playing music that you shouldn't be playing. Bob, it did fine, really. I mean, it's weird. Like the things that I would watch are not the things that everybody else would watch. Apparently, it's pretty funny. Like my my favorite videos that I've done are never the ones that are like really really popular on the on generally speaking on the channel. But it's okay because I have fun doing them, and and there's always people that really appreciate them, and that's all that I care about. So all good. It's all good. And weird things happen. Like sometimes a video won't do well for a while, and then all of a sudden it'll completely blow up. So look at this. Nice. This is pretty cool then with the that is pretty cool then with the gamer tags on. I never really thought about that. Yeah, I totally agree, Christopher. And it's like, to me, I have so much fun doing this anyway. So that it's all good. It's all good. Doing a flight the other day around Vancouver. Whoa, that's pretty sweet, Wheels. That's pretty sweet. C-130. Oh yeah. Cool. Whatever everybody wants to fly, I was thinking about flying something different today. I was kind of thinking about maybe flying even like the Warrior or something like that, but I ultimately decided just to stick with the Islander. The Islander is an appropriate aircraft for this type of flying, and this is the type of thing that my instrument instructor used to yell at me for, because my goal is to be at 3,000 and I'm at 3,200 and I'm just sitting here watching it, not doing anything about it. And he used to get on my case for that. He'd be like, "Why are you just sitting here when you're 200 feet off your altitude and not fixing it?" Because the thing is, if you're on your altitude, you've got a lot of leeway up or down. Before you get yourself in any trouble. Whereas if you're 200 feet high, if you're flying IFR, you've got a 300-foot buffer basically. Like, so if you're flying IFR and your assigned altitude is 3,000 feet, anywhere between 2,700 and 3,300, you're not going to get yelled at. But if your assigned altitude is 3,000 and you're cruising along at 3,200, you've only got 200 feet of buffer before you get in trouble. So it's it's a bad habit to get into, to just let your altitudes get sloppy. So anyway, Bowing yoke reset again. Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna. I wonder about that Boeing yoke too, because I'm tempted to get that. I'm really kind of tempted to get that. It's one of my. Nice. Look at this. Now I'm totally sold on the gamer tags. I never really got it before. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm curious about the Boeing yoke. You know. Yeah, Bob. That's what I refer to as Caribbean VFR. I mean, it really wasn't. I don't remember it being as mucky as it looks in the video. We went through a period like just off the northeast coast of St. Martin where it was like for about 3-4 minutes it was a little bit rainy, you know. But overall it was pretty clear. But it's, you know, this type of weather is very typical for this area. I mean, just like clouds between like 1,800 and 3,000, 3,500 feet, just always kind of just light, puffy, kind of in and out of the clouds. But I tell you what, when that video, that plane, it was literally like sitting in a chair on your back deck. I mean, it was so stable. Yeah, it just has this super stable feel to it. It's such a cool airplane. This is catching me up. So somebody's back in Nevis still, looks like. Kashif, nice with the DA-42. Bob, that was this plane. That was the Islander. Yep, that was the Islander. It was such a fun flight. We did like 3 or 4 legs that day. We went from Anguilla over to St. Martin. Hey Peter, take it easy. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Hey John, what's going on? You know, I saw that, and it does look pretty good. D-Dog, what's going on? How you doing today? We are on our way over to Barbuda right now. So anyway, so that day we flew from Anguilla to St. Martin. And then we wanted to go from St. Martin to St. Bart's, but you can't go from St. Martin to St. Bart's if you're an Anguilla registered airplane. You have to go from St. Martin rather, back to Anguilla, and then fly from Anguilla to St. Bart's. It's one of those stupid Caribbean, turf wars, I guess. So the St. Martin Aviation Authority doesn't want planes from other countries or from other islands competing with their planes flying from St. Martin to St. Bart's. So you have to go back to Anguilla and then go to St. Bart's. So we went Anguilla, St. Martin back to Anguilla, then to St. Bart's, then back to Anguilla. It was a fun day. The Tecnam P2012, I've heard really good things about that plane. Heard good things about that plane. I'm not even paying attention to my carb ice. I didn't leave my mixtures. I'm talking too much. Not flying enough. And so let's see here. What do we got? Still got a little bit of time, I think. 10 minutes. So 10 minutes, we gotta lose 2,000 feet. You guessed it, D-Dog. Oh, Chris, that's a good idea. I remember somebody mentioned that, I think in the Discord, and it didn't register with me what the point was, but now I get it. Sometimes I'm a little slow. Um, yeah, Magnum, I just love this plane. You know, it's just so relaxing. You know, I mean, I think it does have an autopilot. Not only have I never touched it, I've never even thought about touching it. Never even touched it. Yeah, Chris, it's a good idea. Now I understand the idea, as they would say. Um, cool. So we're gonna come out of the clouds here, and there is Antigua down there, which is another cool place. So begin a gentle descent. Begin a gentle descent here. I'm gonna send a buddy of mine a picture of my flight. So let's see. Yeah, but Magnum, the Islander was like the first plane that came out that I was really excited about in the sim. The ground speed in the ATR is probably 20 knots faster than me, so my ground speed is 135. So I'd imagine oh, what's my ground speed in the ATR? In the ATR, ground speed depends on if you're in cruise in the ATR, your ground speed will be 250. It's pretty quick. It's not too bad. Kind of lumbers to get up there. You know, it's not a real powerful plane, but it is fun. It is fun. 17 miles. I don't know why I don't like this view. Yeah, I guess it's not too bad. We'll stick with it. Really curious to see what this scenery looks like. Really curious to see what this scenery looks like. And the other thing that's going on today in the world of sports that I'm interested in is in Barbados, they've got the sprint relays. The men's 4x100 meters is what we're looking for today. It's Olympic qualifying and all kinds of fun stuff. Looking for the Great Britain and Northern Ireland team. Captain Zarnell Hughes. Yeah, but in this plane, Christopher, you should be able to keep up all right. This plane, I'm doing 130 knots ground speed. So when I first got the sim, the two planes that I was really interested in were this, which didn't exist yet, and the TBM. And I still think the TBM is one of the coolest sim planes available. Oh, I didn't know about the SailGP. That's kind of fun stuff too. But no, so Captain Zarnell Hughes is a fellow pilot. He's the captain of the Great Britain team, and he's a pilot, and he's an all-around good guy. And so I'm keeping my eye on that today. See, hopefully the British team can pick up a win here today. So what are we at? 12 miles. This is one of those approaches that I don't like. The long straight-in approach. I'd rather do a pattern. I'd rather do a pattern than a long straight-in approach any day. I kind of like having the gamer tags in the screenshots. We can see who's where and what everybody's doing. So now I gotta do that trick with the hotkey. So hop over to little nav map. Let's see what is going on at this runway. Runway 10-8. Winds are 0506. Alright. It says oh, I get it. Okay, so we're not actually going to Codrington. We're actually going to Cocoa Beach, which is over here. It's a good thing. Jason, thoughts on Four Seasons? Four Seasons is cool. It's depends on what you're looking for. That end of the beach in Meads Bay, first of all, Meads Bay is, in my opinion, hands down the best beach on Anguilla. Meads Bay and Rendezvous Bay. Everybody talks about Shoal Bay. I mean, Shoal Bay is cool because it's got better snorkeling, if that's your thing. But Meads Bay is just super relaxed. The sand is amazing. There's good food there. There's like at least. There's Leon's, there's Ocean Echo, which is a great restaurant. There's Blanchard's, which is a great restaurant. There's the Blanchard's Beach Shack, which is a cool place. So there's all kinds of good food on Meads Bay. The sand is unbelievable. It's usually very, very calm, the water. But the thing I really like about Meads Bay is it's just a relaxed place. It's quiet. It's very, very chill. And the Four Seasons, the beach itself, Meads Bay is I think a mile from one end to the other end. So Four Seasons is at the southern end, and Caramar, where I stay, is at the north end. And the beach is better at the north end. The beach where Four Seasons is rocky. It's a little bit rocky, and it tends to be rougher. Whereas the other end is much better. So if you're looking for for that type of thing, I think Four Seasons would be pretty good for you because it's got restaurants, it's got bars, it's got, they have like activities, stuff like that. It's definitely more, active, right? You know what? I think what I realized, Christopher, is that we're actually, we're not actually flying to the main airport at, on Barbuda. We're flying over to Cocoa Point, which is on the southeast corner. So if you aim for the south end of the island, you'll find it. Yeah, Jason, that's the thing. It's not too bad. I'm not saying it's like horrible or anything. It's just there is some rocky areas there. But they've got like pools, they've got all kinds of stuff, and there's bars, and if you're looking for like a little bit more activity, like a little bit more going on, That's perfect. You'll be happy there. It's a nice place, you know. It is. So, Nah, Christopher, you're cool if you're on the runway. I don't think there's any ground, whatchamacallit, like ground impacts in the sim. You know what I mean? So like we can't hit each other really, which is cool. So we just kind of wing it, and we do pretty well. So this will be interesting. It's runway 13. So we'll see here. Yeah, so this is where the main runway is. And we're going over here. So that's the main airport, and we're going right down over here. Which I didn't realize until now. So, power. Bring the power back here a little bit. Fuel pumps on. Yeah, I use little nav map now. It is cool in several ways. Like it's good to get the weather real quick. It's easy to screenshot and send out, you know, to show where we're going. So yeah, little nav map's pretty cool. Christopher, yes, we're heading south to TAPA. TAPA is the next account code, and we're actually going to that one. We're not going to like some some airport near there. We're going exactly to that airport. All right, mixtures and props full forward. You ever flown the Caravan before? I've flown the Caravan like once or twice, and it's really pretty cool. It's really pretty cool. Actually, that's one of the planes that I wish I had time to spend. You know, my problem is I don't have a lot of time to experiment because I've got, you know, certain things that I kind of feel like I have to do. Alright, mixtures and props full forward, fuel pumps are on, flaps are down, seatbelts are secure. This is going to be a fun landing, I think. But the Caravan is a cool plane. Nice. Caravan is a really cool plane. I gotta get my nose up here a little bit. This one I'm definitely doing a full stop. I want to check this airport out. So you can see that that's got to be added. This over here has got to be added. Alright, airspeed's good. And it'll land just beyond. Yeah, there's a little heliport there. How cool is this? Alright, we'll go power out. This is really sweet. And that was a nice little full stall landing. This is cool. Wow. How sweet is this? Isidro, how are you? What's going on? I gotta look at this. I mean, this is unbelievable for a freeware airport. This is unbelievable, in my opinion, anyway. I'm gonna get myself turned around and we can watch some landings here. This is absolutely unbelievable for a freeware airport. Did I not put my mixtures forward? I don't think I did. Yeah, that's the thing. I totally agree. Cargo ops in the Caravan would be such fun. I totally agree. Um, Christopher, nice. ESP Incorporated. That's great. Um, you ever seen a a ray in real life, like in the water? They scare me. You step on one of those, they're gonna nail you. Fortunately, I've never seen a real shark in the water. I would absolutely lose it. We got incoming traffic, looking good, looking good. I can't believe this is a freeware scenery. This is unbelievable. See how Enzer makes it here. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Ah, he's gonna smooth this one, you can tell. Nice, nice, nice. Beautiful. Nice work, Enzer. This is one of the things about the Caribbean that is so endearing to me is you always see these cargo containers, these shipping containers everywhere. I don't know why, I just love it. But I mean, this is unbelievable for a freeware scenery. I don't understand where people get the time to do this sort of thing, but they do. Yeah, that was a nice one. Nice, Chris. The I always think with business names, it's like important to do that. Like name yourself big. You see so many companies that are like, you know, Bob's Automotive. Oh, how about like, you know, New England Auto Tech or something? I mean, like name yourself big and aim big. That's my opinion. Hey, Jamie, take it easy. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate it. It's good to see you. I hope you're well. And we got a C208 coming in. We got another Islander coming in. We got Chris coming in. All right. See some good landings, boys. Oh, hmm. It might be, Chris. I'm gonna sneak down a little closer here, and I can get down to the end and get in, or get out of here rather. There's some nice looking approaches here. Beautiful. Nice. Man, you guys are greasing them today. Yeah, Wilbur. I mean, it's pretty cool, and it seems like a kind of place that I think I would enjoy, like, because I like out of the way, quiet kind of places. Nice, I gotcha. And we got some greasers today. All right, so head down this way. Yeah, probably some well-heeled individuals on this place. Wilbur, do you usually do like day trips or usually out for a couple days or out for longer periods on the boat? I would imagine you probably usually out for longer periods. Why is it when I stop I can't get the plane moving again? I don't know. I don't know, Christopher. That's an interesting one. Alright, I'm gonna spin this around. Forgot about her. Alright, well, mixtures and props full forward. Need 1 notch of flaps. I'm gonna step on the brakes here, check my trim. Trim is ready for takeoff. Alright. Hopefully I won't clip the top of Christopher's plane here on the way out. Or the top of Chris's plane, rather. Oh, this is a bad idea. I forgot that I'm on grass. Alright. This is such a cool place. Look at this. Whoever did this scenery. Look at that! Look at all of that they did over there. Let's go take a look at that. I gotta go take a look at that. That's amazing. Maybe try a different plane, Christopher. Magnum, it's called Black Box Simulations. I'll type it in a second here. That's what it goes. I can't believe this scenery. Because all of this is part of the scenery. Amazing. Look at this. I mean, that's unbelievable. Somebody took the time to do all that. Unbelievable. Yeah. Bob, this is free. This is free, baby. I mean, that's what's amazing. Christopher, the only thing I can think of is maybe try a different airplane and see if you still have the same problem. Bring up the props here. And we're gonna be heading south. Yeah. Bring the power up. So yeah, it's crazy. Oh, that's right, Bob. You're on Xbox, aren't you? Which means you can't get the FlightSim.to sceneries, which is criminal. It's really too bad. All right, so there's 1,000 feet. Let's put our flaps up, turn our fuel pumps off, check our fuel pressures. It's one of those days I'm not flying very well. I'm not really paying attention to my flying. 100 knots is perfect. Let's bring that up just a little bit. Any plane. That's weird, Christopher. That one I have not heard of. Do you have maybe check if you've got the parking brake bound to a certain key or something, and it just keeps and maybe you've got the switch turned or something, and it's gonna just keep coming on. That's a possibility. Key bindings can be. Oopsie. Key bindings can be key bindings can be weird. No, just go away. Alright, where are we? 2,000 climbing 3,000. Let's go direct. Let's try this one more time. Oh, yeah, it might help if I was up here. So, TAPA. And let's go heading of 195. Let's see here. Alright, heading of 195. Gotta bring this around. Let me look. I'll look on the chat here in a second. I get myself squared here first. 195. I don't know why I'm so worried about setting all this stuff up, because it's just a straight VFR flight. Alright, power coming back, nose down. And I don't know why, but for some reason this island tends to have these white patches. I don't understand why. Don't understand why. Let's see, a few pumps are off, flaps are up. And yeah, that's keybinds can do weird things like that. Let's see. The Islander is Black Box Simulations Islander. Great airplane. It's a really, really well done. Really, really well done airplane. It doesn't have, like, you know, I don't think it has failures. It doesn't have a lot of, you know, stuff like that, but it doesn't really bother me. It's just a fun plane to fly. So, nose down just a little bit more. So Magnum, that one is just one airfield, and it's on flightsim.to. The link is in the description. It's an absolutely I mean, that type of thing. I'm just amazed that people take the time to do that. You can do failures with the Islander? Okay. I'm surprised I haven't caused any with my flying. Yeah, everything's. I mean, it's very true to life. You know, it's a very well modeled airplane. You know, I mean, usually they're a lot more beat up than this, honestly. Because these are not like, these are not babied airplanes. These airplanes are used. The Islanders, they run them hard. But it's a fun plane. It's a fun plane. It is an ugly duckling, but it is a fun plane. So you definitely have a little bit of a headwind heading down this way, because we've got ground speed at 127. Maybe not then. A little bit of a left crosswind, perhaps. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's well done. It's well done. I'm pretty sure all the fuses work, you know. And you can open all the doors. I've yet to try flying on one engine. I want to kill one of the engines once and see how it handles. Yeah, Christopher's not gonna have any trouble catching us in the TBM. TBM is such a cool plane. This one I have the Payware for. VC Bird. VC Bird is a cool airport. Yeah, I was gonna say it's not possible for the time not to be moving. This one is a really cool airport, and the next one, Montserrat. If you guys got the freeware for that, it is unbelievable. And golf really is finicky. I agree with you. Finicky golf 9549. I haven't gotten my clubs out yet this year, which I kind of feel bad about. But the weather hasn't been great yet anyway. I used to play golf in like January. If it was like above 40 degrees, I'd play. I was a little bit obsessed there for a while. So I love the caravan. I wonder how that looks more than 100 feet higher than me. Alright. Start bringing just a little bit of power out. So, such a cool airplane. It's weird how you can put your head outside the plane. And the fact that they have this livery, so I've flown in this actual airplane many times. Victor Papa Alpha Alpha Charlie, such a great airplane. Alright, let me see here. That's not correct, is it? Okay. 10 miles out. $10 miles out. I'm going to start aiming over a little bit to the right here so I can make a runway 7. So we're going to have to kind of come around. You know, the runway's angled like this. Like that. So we're going to have to come around to the north here. Make a little turn in. What I was going to say is that the next airport, which is Montserrat, is one of the best freeware airports available in the sim, in my opinion. And we're going to see Guadeloupe today, which is... I think we'll make it that far. We're going to see Guadeloupe today. Christopher, you must be in the beta then. Only because I could see you, so I assume that you're in the beta. I haven't had that issue with the bindings getting all messed up. Typical Italian machine. That's funny. Yeah, there's I forgot about headphone mode actually. I actually totally forgot about that, Magnum, until you mentioned it. Put in a notch of flaps. You would go deaf if you flew in this plane for a long period of time without headphones. When I was growing up, my dad and one of his friends had a Piper Cherokee when I was a kid, and they never used headphones. Like they had like the wired in-ear sort of thing, the little, you know, like little earphones, almost like headphones. And as a matter of fact, for a long time, they would just fly with, "Hey Buckman, what's going on? Nice. So you're finicky Golf 9549, I can imagine." And golf is finicky, it really is. But yeah, they used to fly with no headphones at all. Like, and I don't understand how you could ever hear the radio or like understand what anybody was saying on the radio with no headphones. Such a beautiful line. There's Guadeloupe down there. So we'll be leaving out of here and going over to Montserrat, which is right there. That is a tricky airport. That is gonna be tricky stuff. I think we should do a touch and go. Yeah, I think we should do a touch and go. And I'm gonna fly this like the Islander. I'm not gonna fly this like a 737 like I usually do. I fly this plane like a big plane. I don't fly it like a small plane. I'll go fuel pumps on. Just hold the nose up here a little bit. Get down into the flaps. I should, yeah, Montserrat is tough. I never looked to see what they used for the landing challenge for Sim Update 16, or World Update 16, excuse me. But if you want a tough landing, I tell you, Montserrat is it. Montserrat is it. So we're going to. I'm gonna trim for 80. I'm gonna make this a short approach. This is the way this plane should be flown. Alright, fuel pumps on. Flaps are set. I always like this island as a setting for an airport. It's a fun place to fly into. Alright. Knots. I mean, honestly, you don't need to fly 5-mile finals in the Islander. We'll go props full forward. And here we go. Displace threshold. I love this the solar farm here too. It's pretty cool. So bring in just a touch of power here. I don't know why I always fly these huge patterns in this plane. It doesn't need to be done. It flies perfectly fine. Just like this. And there's some trees in the runway. That's what it looks like. Get over here so I don't crash into the trees. What's up with that, I wonder? Alright, power's all the way out. I've never seen that before. I've flown here 100 times. Nice. Alright, mixtures props full forward. Let's set the trim here. Bring up 1 notch of flaps. And we are ready to go. And airspeed's alive. There's 70 knots. No, they don't. Magnum. Amazon Prime is not a thing in these places, these parts of the world. I mean, they might deliver, but I don't. You know, it's certainly not like we're used to in the States for sure. It's a great airport. Great airport. I think a left turn is going to make some sense here. And basically come around right over the, let's make a left downwind. Yeah, see, that's got to be another key binding, Christopher, I'd imagine. Alright, we'll go flaps up 1,000 feet. We'll put our fuel pumps off, bring the nose up. Yeah, that's got to be another binding issue, I would guess, Christopher. And let me make sure. Oopsie. Alright, let me dial in TRPG. No. T. R. Let's see how everybody's doing here. This is so cool. Alright, TR. cough. I apologize. No, we're not going to Algeria. Not today, anyway. That's Guadeloupe. That's gotta be Montserrat. I'm trying to remember my alphabet. Alright, there we go. TRPG. It's a little embarrassing to admit. Alright, Osborne International. Heading of 238. Oh, so that's Montserrat. So that's Montserrat. Hold on here. Hold on here. And then go out. Okay, alright. Then they are correct, and I'm also like climbing way too high. Way too high. Alright, nose down. Thank you, D-Dog. Took me a second. I'm like, he's blessing me. I was gonna say, bless you as well. I remember early days in the sim, noticing the ship underwater here, and being like, "What's up with that?" And there goes Enzer. He's gonna grease one. So, nose down, trim down, and it seems like whenever, like the lower the fuel gets in this airplane, the more right it wants to tip. I don't know why. So we want to aim for the, I guess it's the north end of Montserrat, and then peek around the corner here. It's only 10 minutes, alright. What am I doing? There we go. So, what do we got here? This is also, look at this, this is amazing. I mean, these are all beta participants, which is just amazing to me. We've got quite a group today. I didn't even put on Volanta. Just not good. Let's see where we are here. Where is my... I got a lot of ATC going on in the islands today, which is pretty sweet. So, and this is also some like this has always been some of the better water masking in this part of the world. It's always looked really, really pretty. Christopher, are you flying the stock TBM, or do you have a mod? Or are you using a mod? I never used a mod with that plane. I always flew the stock one. I thought it was really good. That's still one of my favorite planes. I spend so much my like flying time, like my own personal flying time, doing virtual airline stuff, which is almost a shame because like I used to fly the TBM everywhere. Flew that plane all over the place. The black square one too. Yep. Oh, that's right. There's the black square TBM 850. Tell you what, in real life, if I had that kind of money, I would buy a TBM 960 in a heartbeat. That is such an amazing airplane. It's got full auto throttle now, the 960. Unbelievable airplane. So challenge is up now, coming up now, fellas. This Montserrat is not easy. Montserrat is not easy. I'm gonna look here, see what the weather is. It's runway 1028, and winds are 080 at Niner, which is not bad. But this is going to be a challenge. Christopher, or Jason rather, we're working on that. That's another thing I've really neglected, to be honest with you. So this airport is at 550 feet MSL. So it's a little bit elevated, and the runway is 1900 feet. So it's not even as long as St. Bart's. But Jason, Caribbean is adding routes to adding ATR routes this year. I just don't know when. But they're adding some great routes. They're adding Beef Island, which is a cool one. But I should just go ahead and add them now instead of waiting. Got the people who are faster than me. The 208 is faster than this airplane. I didn't realize that. Yeah, I guess it is probably. 208 probably goes 160 knots, my guess. The DH7 is definitely faster than this plane. Mustang Music, you absolutely can join. We are heading into, well, right now, the leg that we're doing right now is this one. We are doing TAPA to TRPG, and then after that, we're gonna do 165 in the TO8, 208 rather, and then we're gonna do TRPG to TFFR, which is just an awesome airplane. Yeah, Chris. You doing that to keep yourself slowed down, you mean? But every once in a while I forget to put mine up. I flew this airplane with the window open once in the sim, wondering why it was so loud. So I haven't been paying attention to my airplane. My amps are good, my volts are good, fuel's good. This thing doesn't seem to really burn any fuel, honestly. Like I always, whenever we do these like kind of hour and a half to 2 hour, yeah, 220 is still pretty quick. Whenever we do these like hour and a half to 2 hour long GA flights, I always put some extra fuel in this plane, but it doesn't ever seem to really burn much, even though it's supposedly burning 14 gallons a side an hour. I don't know, doesn't seem to really burn much. But engine instruments are all good. Mustang, cool. If you're in the TBM, you can fly out of TAPA and you'll catch us quick because you got a lot more speed than most of us. That's the thing I like about the TBM too, is that the TBM is like you can do. I mean, I've flown the TBM from New York to Anguilla one time. It was 6.5 hours. It had the perfect winds, and so I flew that route. It was pretty awesome. I flew it over top of Bermuda in case I needed to stop for fuel. But it's just as good doing a flight like that as it is doing a 50 nautical mile hop at 3,000 feet. The TBM is just a super, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, Mustang, you're absolutely right. What's the word I'm looking for? I have forgotten a word. Versatile. It's a very, very versatile airplane. How can I not think of the word versatile? I haven't tried the PC-12. I know there's a whatchamacallit, Caronado PC-12, and then there's the, I forget what the SimWorks, I think it's called, SimWorks PC-12. And I was actually supposed to be a beta tester for them, but it would have taken too much of my time, so I didn't do it. But the PC-12 is a cool airplane. PC-12 is a cool airplane. TBM is a really cool airplane. Magnum, that's funny. SimWorks, yep. Dude, the PC-21 is, or PC-24, yeah. PC-24 is crazy. That's a really special looking airplane to me. One of the guys I follow on Instagram, actually one of the guys I follow on Instagram used to fly C208s around the Caribbean for FedEx, which is why I follow him on Instagram. And he is now flying PC-24s. I forget for who. What am I doing? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Alright. But the PC-24 looks like, you know, you see like a lot of those legacy jets. And I mean, they're cool, but they've kind of been around, you know? Whereas the PC-24 looks like it just looks like a ultra modern aircraft, which of course it is. So runway 20. Yes, Mustang, we are East USA. Yeah, he flew 208s for FedEx, and then he was flying ATRs for FedEx, as a matter of fact. And then he just dropped FedEx entirely. Now he's flying PC-24s for some, I would imagine, some charter company. But man, if you're in the pipeline for FedEx, like, that's not a job you give up. FedEx pilots are some of the highest paid pilots in the world. FedEx pilots make way more than airline pilots, like way more. And their passengers don't complain. We'll go a few pumps on. Not that I know of, Magnum, but it would be a sweet plane to see. So this one I'm definitely going to fly it a little bit like a big plane. I'm not going to fly this one short. I'm not going to do a short approach on this one. The old airport on Montserrat used to be over here, and it got wiped out in a volcano like 20 years, longer than 20 years ago, 25, 30 years ago. Yeah, I mean, and that's got to. I mean, flying the 208 around the Caribbean's got to be an absolute blast. Either that or you would hate it, one of the two. I would love it. Alright, so come out here and get a decent left base. I can see the field already. This is one of the coolest freeware airports in the Caribbean. You can get the link is in the description of the video. You can get this on flightsim.to. It's just absolutely awesome. There's the white arc, so we'll bring in a second bunch of flaps. Now we're going to trim for 80 rather. And come around and get on a good left base. This would be a fun place to fly the tail dragger into. Alright. Get my myself trimmed for 80. This is not an easy airport. Don't start with that. Okay. Good left base. It's kind of right at the top of this hill right there. Alright, one more problem. I can't see anyone. Yeah, TCAS goes off. Yeah, you'll work out the kinks, man. Alright. On a perfect left base, 80 knots. Oh, Mustang. So there's two groups of people in the stream. There's beta participants and non-beta participants. So I'm in the beta. So if you're not in the beta, you're not going to see me, and you're not going to see any of the people that I see. So you're not going to see Finicky Golf, etc. But there is a group of non-beta participants. So there's all kinds of people from both. So you should see some people at some point. I am high. I'm gonna turn in early. Always turn in too early rather than too late. And let's see how Finicky Golf does. This is such a tough approach. Oh, true. Yeah, you gotta be using all players as well. Alright. This one is no joke. Alright. I think I'm in decent position here. The good thing is I've got plenty of power, so I can get out of dodge if I need to. Super stable right now in the approach, which is nice. Got the airspeed locked to 80 knots. Feels like a little bit of a right crosswind. Alright, mixtures are possible. Forward fuel pumps are on, flaps are set. And I need to pull out. That was a little bit of a float there. Definitely a right crosswind. You just, okay, we got reds here. So this will be a little bit flat of an approach, but be alright. Okay. Alright, power's all the way out. That was firm, but that's alright. Hard on the brakes. Not too bad. Not too bad. Alright, I'm gonna get myself around here so we can watch some. That's a Turbo Commander right there that's sitting there. It's part of the scenery, which is really cool. Alright, now gotta see some landings, fellas. Alright. Game's on. Somehow I don't think Enzer is at 8,300 feet. That's gotta be wrong. Alright, I'm gonna lead the mixtures out. The other thing I haven't done is reset my altimeter in quite a while. Alright, Chris Loach coming in. That's gonna be an interesting plane to try to get in here. Christopher, you go to the Xbox Insider app. That's the way to get in the beta. It's coming out on Tuesday though. It's gonna the Sim Update 16 is getting released on Tuesday. This is gonna be impressive if he gets this one done. Nice, nice, nice. That was sweet right there. That was really, really nice. Yeah, that. Hey, matey, how are you? Good to see you, man. Yeah, that Dornier is a that's another kind of a quirky airplane. All right, we got Jason coming in hot, coming in hot. Nicely done, sir. Nicely done. And I guess maybe Enzer actually is at was at 8,000 feet earlier. I'm gonna put my parking brake on so I can take my feet off the brakes for a minute. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, D-Dog. These are. Oh, I see. No, D-Dog. So that's they really are pretty precise with that approach. Like I said in the video, I have a friend of mine who flies that approach all the time, and he could put an Islander on a dime. This guy's unbelievable. And yeah, no, there's really specific procedures about getting in there. So if you have any questions about that approach, don't hesitate to ask, man. It's one of my favorites, obviously. You know, I still think Saba is more difficult. Has a fine looking livery there too. I like that one. Actually, now I can do the set up the TFFG is what we're looking. No, TFFR. Who we got coming in here? Surfside arc. TFFR. Alright. There we go. How long? What is it? How long is this last leg? It is 50 miles, so it shouldn't be too long. Maybe 25 minutes. Alright, so I suppose we should probably start thinking about moving here. Alright, we'll release the brakes. Get my head position correct. Alright. Alright. Yeah, one more leg. I was contemplating whether it was going to be doable or not, but it seems like we've got enough time. Oh, nice. We got more landers coming in. I'll wait and I'll. That was a nice little short approach right there. Oh, I love that livery, that FedEx livery. That was sweet right there. Alright, I'll head out to the other end here. Nicely done. Nicely done right there. Wilhelm von Pfaffenhugen. Try it in the glider. Alright, so helipad in New York in a plane. I would imagine that probably is a challenge. That's great. So, check my trim here. Little bit of nose up is good, probably. Getting out of here. And yeah, there's definitely a 10 departure. I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, wait a minute, is there a runway 10 departure here? And there is, otherwise there wouldn't be a turnaround. bunch of flaps. Fuel pumps are on. Trim is good. Mixtures and props full forward. Takeoff power coming in. Skirt to the right side here. Engine instruments in the green. Airspeed is alive. Airspeed's a little low. There's 70 knots. And let's do a max performance takeoff here. That's the crazy thing about this airplane. Look at this. All you gotta do is keep it above blue line. All you gotta do is keep it above blue line, you're good to go. Power back. Props back. Whew. I mean, this thing shoots straight up. Yeah, Chris, you would definitely have to. You would definitely have to. Alright, let's drop the nose a little bit here. Flaps down. Or flaps up, rather. So this is where the old airport used to be. And, like I said, it got taken out in a volcano. I forget when. Let me see here. Hopefully my plane is not crashing. It's sort of crashing. Montserrat. 1997. It was taken out. It was right along here. I came looking for it one time in the Cessna 152. I think I found it actually in the sim. Alright. So let's see here. Giftzahn. Wilhelm, kommst du aus Deutschland? Oder hast du nur einen deutschen Namen? Weil ich nehme an, dass Fahrvergnügen nicht dein Nachname ist. Aber... Yeah, Bob, that was a long time ago. It's weird when, like, you start thinking about when the year when you were, like, I was 22 in 1997. And when you start thinking about those times, it's like, wow, that's a long time ago. And then you realize I'm not 22 anymore. But hey, what are you gonna do, right? Alright, let me get myself squared away here. So, Guadeloupe, one of my favorite places. I love this island. This is one of my favorite islands. For many, many reasons. Well, not for many, many reasons. I've only been there once, and I suppose I shouldn't be too dramatic. But this is, haven't flown over Pompeii yet. Neither have I. So, Guadeloupe is where they film Death in Paradise, the British TV show, which is like the greatest thing ever. And they just announced this week that they have a new detective. I don't know if any of you guys watched the show. But it's a really cool show, and we went, Mrs. Island Sim Pilot and I went to Guadeloupe in 2022. And we had a blast. It was so much fun. So much fun. Aside from her catching COVID, other than that, it was fun. But so weird. We were in the same hotel room, obviously. She caught COVID. I didn't. How on earth that happened, I have no idea. But let's see what we got here. All right. Almost looks like my photogrammetry is not. Looks kind of sparse up there. Um, but anyway, Guadeloupe is a really cool island. It's huge. I mean, it's big for like Caribbean comparison's sake. That's such a sweet plane. Takes like a good hour and a half, probably longer even, to drive from one side of the island to the other. And you're talking on freeways. It's a pretty big island, and lots of really good food. Really good food. It's all seafood and it's all French. So French seafood is good stuff. It really is. And the other weird thing about Guadeloupe is very inexpensive. Like very inexpensive. You can get an Airbnb, like a nice Airbnb on Guadeloupe for $100 a night. $100 a night, easy. And food's not expensive. Great place. We ate out like all the time because that's what you do on vacation. And we never spent more than like €105 a night on dinner. I'm talking appetizers, dinner, drinks, dessert. Why isn't that one view coming up? There we go. 143. Oh, okay. But yeah, Guadeloupe is a really cool place. The only thing about Guadeloupe is it's kind of sort of difficult to get to from the U.S. because there's not a lot of. It's mainly European tourists. There's not a lot of American tourists that go there. But if you ever get a chance to go to Guadeloupe, jump on it. It is so much fun. They don't speak a lot of English, but you can get by. I can tell you how to order a rum punch in Guadeloupe. That's a funny story, actually. The first night, maybe not the first night, maybe the second night we were there. We were at the restaurant, Catherine's bar from Death in Paradise, and we were at the actual restaurant, and the owner is this really nice guy named Frederick, and he came over and asked what we wanted to drink, and I was like, I would like a rum punch, and he walked over shortly thereafter and set a bottle of rum on the table and a glass with some lime in it. And that's, if you ask for a rum punch in Guadeloupe, they just give you straight rum and a glass with lime, and I think there might have been sugar in it too. And that's the weird thing. It's like literally self-serve. Like they don't charge you like one drink or two drinks. Like they just give you the bottle, and when you give it back, you pay them. It's weird. But I didn't. That's not what I wanted. I didn't want to drink straight rum because that will kill you. And so I had to figure out that the French word for rum punch, as I understand it, like a fruit, fruit juice with rum in it, is called a planture. Une planture. And they also have really good local beer in Guadeloupe, actually, called Guada. Guada beer. Good stuff. So, and you can see, like, Guadeloupe is actually it's actually 5 islands, but the main island that we think of is Guadeloupe. So that's the southwest corner right there. This is the northwest corner. Right here is where they filmed Death in Paradise. And then somewhere right in here, there's a river that separates this island from this. These are actually it's not one island. It's actually 2. So over here is like a second island. And then off in the distance you can see that's Desirade over there. That's island number 3. On the far side, that way, is Marie Galante, which is another island. And then down here, just over this edge, is a little island called Terre de Haute, which is one of the. That's Marie Galante right there. I'm not gonna be able to see it very well. Let me see. So this is that island right there. Is this. Then there's a little river in here that separates this island from that. So that's actually two islands. And then there's Desirade, which is right here, which you can see off in the distance there. And then there's Marie Galante, which is right here. And then this is Terre de Haute down here. Cool place. Cool place. A beautiful day in the islands. Vanilla ice cream and raisins and rum. Yeah. That is good. That is good. But this is a weird, it's a great place to fly into for, with jets, because it's got some really cool approaches, because the runway is over here, the main airport, and you can't come directly in because of this terrain right over there. And so they've got some RNP approaches that kind of come in and angle left and down. And I remember I was flying the CRJ 900 for American Airlines, and I tried literally like 6 times to fly the RNP approach in the CRJ, and every time, like, it started off right and would go south, and it didn't, and I screwed, and I would fly 3 hours from Miami down to Guadeloupe every time to try to fly the approach. And then after I tried it about 5 or 6 times, I realized that the CRJ is not capable of flying RNP approaches. So you always have to be smarter than the machine that you're operating, But unfortunately, I'm not. But this is a cool airport. Actually, all the airports on Guadeloupe are really cool. That's what you know. What next time we fly, RNP approach is required navigation performance, and what it is basically, it's an RNAV approach, a GPS approach that has curves in it, essentially. So it's not all straight lines. And what the required navigation performance is the distance, the distance variable off of the required legs of the approach that you're allowed to have before the approach is no good. In other words, like, if you have a waypoint here and it curves over to a waypoint here, there's a track over the ground that you have to fly, but it's a curved track, and the required navigation performance means that you can't get more than a certain distance off of that track before you have to go miss. So in other words, you might be like, it might be an RNP 0.3 approach, and that means you can't be more than 0.3 nautical miles off course or off track. Z Sim Pilot, no way! What's going on, man? Ladies and gentlemen, we are among greatness. Z Sim Pilot, I'm going to be watching today, brother. I am so excited. I hope you're doing well, man. I can't believe you stopped in. I really appreciate it. I'm just yapping about the time that I flew the RNP approach 6 times into Guadeloupe before I figured out that the CRJ can't fly RNP approaches. Oh yeah. But yeah, so RNP approaches are just very just like advanced GPS approaches basically. Um, so let's see here. Yeah, we're still doing all right. We are still doing all right. Let's see. Yeah, Z-Sim Pilot. I saw that. I saw somebody on Instagram talking smack, man. That's not good. Gotta show those guys what's up. Oh, I'm excited for you. So, let's see. That's gonna be. It was gonna be 7:05 GMT. So we'll be watching, Captain. We will be watching Captain Hughes. There, right over there is just this other side of the little hill. There is where they filmed Death in Paradise. So, how you feeling? Good, Z? I hope so, brother. So, and there's some awesome water basking around this island. Oh, but what I was gonna say before D-Dog asked about the RMP approach is next time what we got to do is we'll take off out of Point Pitre where we're landing, and we'll go do there's 5 airports on Guadeloupe. One here where we're landing. There's one here. There's one in Terre de Haute. There's one on Marie Galante, and there's one out here on Desirade. So we'll do all 5. Nice, baby. All right, Z. No, we got our prayers going for you, brother. So we'll do all 5 of the Guadeloupe airports next time out. Such a cool island. That right there. I suppose I can do this. That right there is a hotel that they use for filming Death in Paradise all the time. And right here where this beach is where I stayed when we were there. Cool stuff. Buckman. Oh, really? Big weather at Guadeloupe, huh? I wonder if because I'm using live weather right now. Let me see. Real world weather here shows. Doesn't show big storms on the METAR. Andrew, what's going on? Welcome, sir. Good to see you. We've been bopping around today. This is look at that. I mean, how amazing is this? I still can't believe the simulator sometimes. Look at this, we got our crew here. It's our beta crew. So I wonder if the I don't think the live weather is that far off. That's Dominica down there. And out there is Marie Galante. right here is where the river is. It separates this island from this island. And this airport that I have is from SLH Sim Designs, and it is an awesome, awesome airport. One of my favorite airports in the sim. And I'm a wanted man on Guadeloupe, by the way. I owe them for a parking ticket. Oh gosh, that's a long story. We basically had our car stolen, our rental car stolen when we were in Guadeloupe. These people had a racket going where they would the parking in this one part of the town is kind of weird, and they knew that people would go in there and park in a place where you couldn't park, but it wasn't really that obvious that you couldn't park there. And they'd wait for you to park there, and then as soon as you parked and walked away, they'd call their buddies and tow your car. Then you had to pay them cash to get your car back. And when they towed my car, it was a how much is it? It was like $80 or something, 80 euros. But I'll tell you why I didn't pay it. The reason why I didn't pay it, so they'd take your car, then you have to pay them cash to get the car back. But my car was an automatic, or a manual rather, and they just ripped it out of the parking space, and they destroyed the transmission. And so we went to the police because we didn't know where the car was, and I asked the police if they had any reports of a ticket or any, and the police told me they looked on their system and they were like, no, we don't have any tickets from that area today at all, none. And I was like, okay. So we eventually found the car again, got it back, etc., etc. And then we got home, and it was about, I don't know, probably a month after we got home, I get a ticket in the mail from the Guadeloupe police for like 80 euros. And like I said before, like I'm actually not giving you a really good reason to go visit there. Go visit there. Don't listen to my stupid story. But they told me when we were there, no, we don't have any tickets from that part of town. And then we get home and they mail me a ticket. And I'm sure the reason they mailed me a ticket was because the rental car company probably called the police, and they were like, yeah, this guy completely destroyed the transmission in the car. And I didn't tell the rental company what happened. I didn't tell them it got towed. I just told them that we just brought it back, and we were like, well, transmission is gone. I don't know what happened. Because I just didn't want to get into it. I didn't want to have to deal with it. We were on vacation. I just wanted to, I'd pay the insurance. Like, I had the full insurance. But I just wanted to get another car and go have fun, rather than dealing with any nonsense. And yeah, they sent me a ticket, and I just, it's probably still on my desk here somewhere, but I never paid it. So I'm a wanted man in Guadeloupe. Which is sort of stupid because I really want to go back there. And I guarantee you, I'm going to get to Customs and Immigration. They're going to be like, sir, come with me. Yeah, Christopher. So the car I own now is the first automatic car I've ever owned. And I must admit, I do like it. But I always drove stick. Always drove stick. Alright, I'm gonna leave it at one notch of flaps until we get real short final, because this is a super long runway. And then I'm gonna bring you into the big terminal so you guys can see this airport, because it's just great. But don't think because of my story that Guadeloupe is like an unfriendly place. It's not at all. The thing is, they don't like, administratively, they don't really speak English. Like if you call the police and you're like, do you guys speak English? They're like, no. And so I just didn't feel like dealing with the ticket. Normally I would have written them a letter and been like, look, or written them an email and been like, look, this is what happened. You guys told me there was no tickets. and now I got this ticket. Why? But because they don't really speak English, I didn't want to deal with it. And it's not their fault. It's French is their language. It's my fault. You know? Alright. Some power out here. Mixtures are possible forward. A few pumps around, flaps are set. But it's such a fun island. It really is. Beautiful island. Really friendly people. Food was unbelievable. I'm just gonna land one notch of flaps, I guess. Crosswind here. Not bad. Not bad at all. But yeah, it was a fun trip. It was a really cool vacation. And this airport is, so this is the SLH Sim Designs Guadeloupe airport. Wait, am I getting out here? Yes, I am. And I bought this airport like literally 2 weeks after we got back from Guadeloupe, I think is when it came out. And so I'd literally just been there. So in one of my earlier videos, I went into the terminal and like I walked around and in the sim and showed you around the terminal. And it's like exact. It's unbelievable. This is really cool. 06 vet. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've had it happen twice. One time we were in Italy, and one time we were in Guadeloupe, and they were like, there is no GA parking over here, by the way. I'm just gonna park wherever. And they were like, both times, because I gave them an American driver's license, they're like, oh, you know, they were like, oh, we gotta go find an automatic for you, and I'm like, I'll take whatever you have, whatever the first car you have done, I can or have ready, I can drive it. But yeah, I kind of felt bad about the whole car thing because, I mean, it was a pretty new Renault Clio, which is a really cool little hatchback, and these clowns who towed it just. Here's the stupid thing, right? There's a sticker on the car from the rental car company. I forget which rental car company it was. Hertz, I don't remember. But there's a no. It was a local company. I forget, it was a local company. And there's a sticker on the car, like a bumper sticker. So like whoever these guys were, could have literally just called the rental car company, given them the phone number or given them the license plate number, and they could have called me, and I would have been there within 5 minutes to pick up the car. But they had to be idiots and destroy the car, and yeah, it was terrible. But anyway, lights off. I'm stopping here for a reason. I'll tell you what that is in a second. Avionics master switch off, mags off, master and battery switches are. I'm on this. Yeah, Jim, I came over here just. I want to show the. I want to show the terminal here. Border steps and chocks. Come on. Border steps and chocks, and we'll open the doors. So everything is set. Oh, I didn't put my flaps up. Unbelievable. Okay. There's gotta be an airliner somewhere. Nice. Everybody taxed it in. So you can see. Let me go here. See all these the duty free shops and everything? Like he's got all of them in the scenery. It's unbelievable. It's such a cool scenery. Let's see here. I'm gonna turn the sim volume down a little bit so you guys don't hear the engine quite as much. This is so cool. I love it with the gamer tags on. I think it's pretty cool. Oh, Kashif, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, Bob, I told him I was like, I have no idea what happened. And they looked at me kind of funny, and I told them I was like, if you wanna go drive with me and see if I can drive stick, I can show you. You know, I just didn't feel like dealing with it. I just wanted we were on vacation. That's why you pay insurance, right? I'm glad I paid it. But I mean, anyway, this is SLH Sim Designs airport, and he did just an awesome job. And if you're ever in Guadeloupe at the airport, they usually use these two uh, gates, and these two gates down here are empty. And these bathrooms are always packed. If you ever want an empty bathroom, it's all the way down here at this end. There's nobody there. It's great. Um, and we got everybody coming in. There comes the S22 Turbo. That is a cool plane. Hey, Mustang. Just, it's gonna have to be it's gonna have to be for next time because this is our final leg for today. But I'm glad you joined us anyway. So that was a good time, guys. I hope everybody had a fun flight. I certainly did. We saw some cool airports today. Transanguilla looking good. Yeah, and like I said, it's so cool. You can see all the duty free shop, and there's a pharmacy on the bottom floor on the other side. He's got that in the scenery. It's amazing. Ah, ongoing flyer. Got another one coming in. TBM. Yeah, Kashif, that's the cool thing about this. We just, some things happen, but it's all in good fun. So, gents, hey Hans, so awesome. Thank you for joining. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna. Oh, I can't show on this map. Darn it. Nah, it's gonna take too long. So yes, we're gonna go to. Yeah, I think we are taking the Airbus spot. Oh, Enzo, man, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hans as well. Um, Kashif, absolutely. We're gonna do. So next time around, we're gonna do the 5 Guadeloupe airports. So we'll do. I forget the one on the southwest corner, but then there's Terre de Haute. There's. Um, Let me see. Here's what I can do. Oh no. Yeah, you can reach out in Discord, Christopher. I'm there. I'm gonna go to the main menu here real quick so I can show you guys where we're gonna fly next time. And I'm glad to be back over in this part of the islands that I actually know, so we can see. Where? Okay, here we go. Here we go. So next time out, we're gonna come down. We'll come down here. The Bailiff. That's the one it's called. So this is where we are right now. We'll come down here to Bailiff. We'll go to Terre de Haute, which is a really cool airport. Maybe we'll do it this way. We'll go. Yeah, this makes more sense. We'll go Pointe Pitre over to what's it called again? Desirade. Then we'll come down here to Marie Gallant. There's the airport right there. We'll hit um, Terre de Haute, and then we'll hit Bailiff, which is the last airport on Guadeloupe. And then we'll come down and we'll hit. This is a cool airport right here, Canefield. We'll hit Canefield, and we'll hit. This is one of the most challenging Melville Hall, one of the most challenging ones in the islands. We'll do that, and depends on how much time that takes us. Probably just do those, and then, or maybe we'll do those, and then if we have enough time, we can come down to Fort de France. But we're getting down there. We've got a whole bunch of got some cool stuff to see. These are both cool airports. Fort de France is a cool airport. There's two cool airports on St. Lucia, and then we got Barbados, obviously. Then we got St. Vincent, but then we've got all of these cool airports in the Grenadines. This is going to be a fun day. So, Jim, we'll do that on Wednesday. We'll do the Guadeloupe airports on Wednesday, probably 4 o'clock, and we'll just go boink, 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 and then we'll come down here to Dominica, and depending on how long that takes us, then maybe we'll continue on down to Fort de France, or we'll just call it a day in Dominica. But we'll do that on Wednesday. Hey, Wilhelm, thank you so much, and yeah, Kashif, the GA ramps on the other side. I took us to the big boys ramp. But guys, thank you so much for coming out. I really appreciate this. I hope everybody had a good time. And Jim, Wilhelm, D Dog, Kashif, Christopher, really appreciate it. All right. Oh, is that where you are, Jim? You're in Vegas? Yeah, so that would be yeah, 3 hours early. Hans, thank you so much for coming out. Mustang Music, thanks for coming. Mustang, join the Discord if you haven't already. And we always set up our flights in the Discord. We fly Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So you're welcome to join us anytime. We'd love to have you. Bob, thank you so much for coming out as always. Christopher, good to see you. Magnum, D-Dog, Andrew Carr, thanks for coming out. Buckman and Z Sim Pilot, if you're still here, he's probably not because he's got some big things going on today. And we're wishing you all the best, Z. And Chris, thank you for joining as well. And Enzer, of course, it wouldn't be a stream without Enzer. And Matey, thanks for coming out, guys. This was so much fun. I really appreciate everybody's support. And yeah, I certainly enjoyed myself. Now it's time to go make a sandwich. We got about 45 minutes until pre-race for the Miami Grand Prix. And I hope that somebody other than Max Verstappen wins. That's all I'm looking for. So I'm just looking for some variety out of life. You know what I mean? But guys, thank you so much. Really, really enjoyed this one. And hope everybody has a great rest of your Sunday. Take care, fellas. Oh yeah. By the way, Wilhelm, I'm a huge 152 fan. Love the Cessna 152. Great airplane. As a matter of fact, we should do single engine pistons when we do. Whoopsie, I just messed up my. When we do the Grenadines. So this is St. Vincent. This is Grenada, and between them, these airports are all like 10-minute flights. One, two, three, four, five. We should do like Cessna 152s or 172s. That would be cool stuff. So anyway, fellas, yeah, I would like to see Lando get a win. It's crazy, but he's such a talented guy. So guys, again, thank you everybody so much. Really appreciate it, and hope everybody enjoys the rest of your Sunday. Take care, guys.